Retail confidence returns. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from Yahoo News discussing the retail spending recovery. Now, last year we were talking about the retail recession or retail apocalypse, where retailers were going under left, right and center. Remember when it was the bushfire that was the big item in the news and retailers were just going under? Well, hopefully retail confidence has returned over this Christmas period to help a few smaller retailers survive, or at very least shut up shop in a dignified fashion, because we're in the first recession in 28 years. Everyone isn't going to survive, guys. That's a sad part of it. And retail is a bloody hard game. It is very competitive and it is tough. I would hate to own an inner city cafe right now with a sharp decline in revenue because no one's going to the towers anymore. So retail has enjoyed an exceptionally strong spend up a month out from Christmas, but there is some uncertainty around how they have fared since in the face of the pandemic lockdowns in two major cities. Consumer confidence, a pointer to future household spending, ended 2020 on a sour note in response to the COVID-19 cluster and lockdown days out from Christmas in New South Wales northern beaches. And we've read some horror stories about just how some of the businesses there are just struggling. Those restrictions were only eased on Sunday. Queensland also declared a snap lockdown in the Greater Brisbane area last weekend after a case of the highly infectious UK strain was detected, but was able to end it on Monday evening as planned after the state recorded 0 locally acquired cases 3 days running. And frankly, it was a very cold and boring weekend, so I'm not surprised. I've been working. I've got a big project that's due in 2 days, so I've just been working non-stop since Christmas Eve, so we didn't even notice it. Sorry guys, I'm too busy to get out and get your footage. The weekly ANZ Roy Morgan Consumer Confidence Index will get its first airing this year on Tuesday. This gauge dropped 2% last time around in reaction to the New South Wales lockdown, pulling back from its highest level for 2020 and having rebounded strongly as the economy recovered from the depths of the recession. The monthly Westpac Melbourne Institute Consumer Sentiment Survey is also released on Wednesday. In December, this index surged to a 10-year high after recovering 48% from a low in April when there was a nationwide lockdown. The growing strength in confidence coincided with a huge 7.1% surge in retail spending in November. Monday's retail trade data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics showed November's increase was led by a whopping 22.4% increase in Victorian sales as Melbourne emerged from a lengthy lockdown. So people went nuts. They went out there, they went shopping. Let's hope we're not going to hear about a whole lot of personal insolvencies next year and skyrocketing afterpay bills. Let's hope not. BIS Oxford economics chief economist Sarah Hunter expects spending patterns will continue to normalize towards their pre-COVID pattern, particularly once the vaccine has been rolled out and the uncertainty over outbreaks prompting further lockdowns have diminished, she said. Perhaps we just looked at another article where Australians are changing their habits. Now, financial security seems to be their number one priority, with more and more Australians building a rainy day fund. So, will we reach pre-COVID spending levels, or has that now permanently changed? Has this been the slap in the face for Australians going, you know what, nah mate, nah, I'm not going to spend that. I'm going to get out of debt that bit quicker. Or I'm going to get that rainy day fund. I want to take control of my finances. We'll have to see. I'm hoping people start taking control, but we'll have to see. So let's have a look here. This is from Trading Economics, guys. This is the retail sales. So the data's come out. Retail sales in Australia rose by 7.1% month over month in November 2020, compared with an initial estimate of 7% growth and after a 1.4% increase a month earlier. This was the fastest gain in retail trade since May, boosted by the reopening of retail stores in Victoria following the easing of coronavirus restrictions, as well as Black Friday and pre-Christmas shopping. Rises were also recorded in household goods retailing, 12.7% versus negative 0.1% in October. Clothing, footwear, and personal accessory retailing at 26.7% versus 6.8%. So people are getting out there. Maybe they want to get some new clothes. Other retailing, 7.2% versus 2%. Or sorry, 7.9% versus 2%. Department stores at 21.1% versus 4.5%. And cafes, restaurants, and takeaway and food services at 6.7% versus 5.4%. The release of new game consoles and new iPhones added to sales in household goods and other retailing. Game consoles and iPhones. Maybe my hope that people are building up emergency funds is ill-placed. Maybe they're just saving up for the latest PlayStation or Xbox. I got a Xbox One, guys, and I never used it. Never used it. You know, I even have a PlayStation 3. I prefer it. But I don't have time for gaming anymore. So maybe I should sell them, or I should hold them until they become retro. Then I can do a retro gaming channel. Isn't that how you do it? So we're at 7.1%. This is from November. So this is the revised data. You've got to remember the forecast and consensus was a decline of 0.6 and a decline of 0.5. This is from the preliminary November data. And it blew it out of the water. Now, this is the finalized November data. The consensus and forecast, again, was 7%, but they blew that out of the water a tiny little bit by 0.1% higher. So it's 7.1%. So retail is going up. Retail spending has climbed. Has retail confidence returned, everyone? Is the concerns of a retail recession now at the wayside, or is it just some Christmas spending that we all did? You know, we all went out there, we went and did some extra Christmas spending. Hopefully this will be enough to keep some retailers going till next year. A lot of them make a big chunk of their money during this holiday period. And then, I mean, in my game, in architecture, January and December is usually very quiet months. Often in the past, we'd get people to take holidays off. We've got a big project again. For the second time in a year, we get the phone call for an emergency job over the holidays, which isn't a bad thing. It's a good problem to have. But, you know, there's cycles in business and markets and sectors. And for some retailers, it gets a bit quieter over January, Feb. So they're banking on that holiday money to keep the cash flowing in. I know we splurged a little bit at Christmas this time. The children got spoiled. For us, it's a lot of Lego. And I kind of don't mind buying Lego because they're still playing with mine from when I was a kid, which is what, over 30 years old, nearly 40 years old now, Lego. So in some regards, I see that as a long-term investment for the children. They let their kids play with it. Anyway, guys, did you splurge over Christmas? Do you think this is just the little bump? And do you think we will return to pre-COVID spending habits like the economists predict? Or have we learned our lesson? As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. If you're a fan and enjoy the different content I couple together, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Support us using our affiliate links you find below from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy my merch from HeiseSays or Teespring, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, have a great day. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.